Hey there, it's Charlie and Jeeves from Team Locals Media.
And we're here today to talk to Sam from Southsea Bathing Hut about the origins of her small business and where she's going to be taking it in the future.
Let's go and take a look.
Hello! Come in. Hi, I'm Sam from Southsea Bathing Hut and welcome to Southsea Bathing Hut HQ.
So tell us a little bit more about Southsea Bathing Hut.
So we sell natural skincare from the seaside. All of our products are totally natural and they're designed to be as restorative as a dip in the sea. We started our business in 2015 and our mission was to revive Portsmouth's lost soap industry. So not many people know, but there was like a 400-year heritage that died out in the 1930s here in Portsmouth of soap making, mostly connected to the naval laundry. So essentially stinky ships away from many months at sea. They need lots of soaps really close by. So huge soap industry here. So we wanted to bring that back. And also we're kind of touching on the time when Portsmouth and Southsea was a kind of centre for restorative sea bathing. So people used to come to Southsea to take the waters to feel really good, and it was kind of an antidote for urban living. So yeah, all good things seaside. Should I give you a tour?
Yeah, let's have a tour. Give us a tour.
Okay, so watch out for obstructions.
Including the doggo.
Including the SPH doggo. So this is the Southsea Bathing Hut kitchen. So it is organised chaos, but this is where we make all of our natural skincare products. So I make them with Mum. Mum!
Mum's over there.
Mum's over
Mum.
there.
Wave, Mum.
So Mum is dressed appropriately, as you can see, for making skincare. So we have to approach it very much like a commercial kitchen. So Mum's been making some lavender and vanilla scrub today. She's also been busy making some blooming bath and shower oil. So we do genuinely make everything ourselves from scratch in pots. No big machinery here. We're very much looking to reduce our kind of carbon footprint, and everything's made with love and care. So we've got all of our ingredients under here. We buy things in big quantities because all you lovely people want to buy lots of our products, which is great. So we buy products varying from 25 kilograms down to a tiny itty little kind of extract. So all of the formulations are my own. I've got a diploma in natural and organic skincare.
Have you gone about learning all of that stuff as you've been going along, or is that something you knew before you set up the business?
So when I first started, and we just had a range of like 9 soaps, that's where we started. And I found a picture the other day of our first market, which was hilarious because there's just hardly anything on the table. And I was self-taught, so I literally just did lots of reading, lots of YouTube tutorials, which can be fantastic for learning new skills. But yeah, very much taught myself. Without boring you, taught myself all about the legislation surrounding cosmetics, which is involves a lot of hoop jumping along the way. And our customers were asking us for more and more complex formulas. That's when I thought, okay, I'm gonna take this more seriously and I'm actually going to take the time to train. So that's when I got my natural and organic skincare diploma, and I'm doing the advanced diploma right now, and that's going to enable me to formulate all sorts of really exciting products.
And you started markets?
Yeah, so I started at the Love Southsea market. It was terrifying. I remember that first market so clearly. My previous background was in events, but nothing quite prepared me for being face to face with the public. And just knowing how much stock to take is terrifying on your first market, and knowing your kind of, for want of another word, like your patter, like how to sell and what people are interested in. I'm very passionate about what I do, and so I'm very aware that I can waffle because I'm interested in things in like a microbiological kind of scale, whereas most people aren't. So you have to learn about how to communicate those things.
What sort of advice then do you think you'd give to someone that was taking that step now that you've learned?
Try to train your brain to think linearly. So you take an action or you make a decision, and then you think of all the possible kind of reactions that could come from that one decision, and then you plan for those possible outcomes, and then from those possible outcomes you plan for all the possible outcomes from all those so it becomes like this expansive kind of in your head, like a graph of all the possible things, and then you've kind of got it all covered. But also you have to be willing to make mistakes and know that it's absolutely fine and actually really important to make mistakes, because that's genuinely where all the learning is, and that's how you get stronger and better.
So do you think you learn a lot from being on the market, still talking to people?
Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely. People have the best ideas, and sometimes when you're running your own business, you're so close to it that you can't see the perspective, the wider perspective. And I think it's naive to think that although it's your business, you know the best, you always know the best way forward, or you have the best ideas. Really, genuinely, a lot of the fantastic ideas and input that we've had have been from other people, and often from our customers. Yeah, we've been really, really lucky to have quite a lot of recognition locally, which always surprises me. People kind of come to us and they say, oh, you've just won that award, and oh, it's heard that you went up to the Houses of Parliament, and all of these things are amazing. They're amazing accolades, but I think it's really important to stay humble and to remember that if you make an achievement, then it's important as a small business to kind of say, okay, well, that's great, very grateful for that. So what's next? And don't get complacent, and always stay humble.
How has social media helped you and influenced the way you work and what you do?
It's vital. I don't think you can run, my personal opinion, and I know there's a lot happening at the moment. I read recently that there was a skincare company who had made a decision to stop using Facebook because of things that have been happening. I personally don't see how you can run a modern retail-based business and not use some kind of social media. It's down to you which platform that you want to choose. For example, we know that Instagram is most effective for us in terms of sales conversion, but it's just essential.
Do you want to take us behind the scenes of your fabulous Instagram wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a bit more of a tour.
So this is all of our packaging.
Yeah.
Looks very, very unexciting, but very crucial. So as a small business, one of the struggles that we have is always making sure that we get the balance right of buying in bulk, because that's where we get the best margins and enables us to sell to our customers at a price that they're happy with, but also we're limited in terms of space, so it's a constant balancing act. One of the mistakes that I made actually when I first started, as you can see up here and all over there, I ordered 10,000 bottles. I thought it was a good idea at the time. That was about 2 years ago.
Still trying to fill them?
Yeah, still working through those bottles. So this is, so that's the soap kitchen, the cosmetic kitchen, and this is
who's
the
this?
office. So this is Maxie. Maxie, come here. So
Maxie.
This is the Southsea Bathing Hut doggo.
Having a sniff.
He's the cockapoo, which is perfect because he can stay in the office area here, and he's hypoallergenic. He doesn't get in the way. But he's a good boy. We're cruelty free, so we love animals. This is my office, which is organised chaos. I know exactly where everything is. Even if it doesn't look like it, I really do. So this is where I answer all of the emails. This is where we send all the online orders out from. So small business, we have to be a bit creative about storage. So this is where we keep all of our made soaps. So So all of our package shapes are in here, in old filing cabinets. Upcycle, it's important to us. This is a photography backdrop.
So Instagram wall, is it?
Yeah, well sometimes we use it for Instagram, we use it for all sorts. So yeah, when you see the photos using that backdrop, you can see it looks a bit busy at the moment.
It's good light there though.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. This is the thing, small business, you just have to kind of make do and mend, as it were. This is where we ship out all of the online orders. So when we receive all the orders at Christmas, this area was crazy. We had this table out, we had 2 temporary tables there, and Amy, my little Christmas elf, and I were here packaging away. So this is where we package and ship everything out. This is where we pick, hello Max, this is where we pick the orders for online. And here, anyone who's seen our the few video blogs that we've done, this is where I sit. So you can see that I actually made this backdrop. I tiled all of those tiles myself, and it's just a little bit of MDF.
Perfect.
But it's yeah, it does the job. But to be a little bit creative with the, because obviously, you know, when you're getting started, you don't have much cash, and so you have to think, right, what am I looking to achieve, and how can I achieve that in as good quality as possible, but with as little money as possible.
How do you feel about video as a business tool?
Again, it's just essential. I think we did a consultation project with the University of Portsmouth recently, and one of the things that everyone who completed our survey pointed out is that the reason why so many people prefer currently to buy from us in person is because they really like talking to us, and they like to know that there's someone or some people behind the brand, and there's an integrity there. So I think video content's essential because it helps with you know, like underlying the integrity of your brand. And so also it kind of respects that different people absorb information differently, and some people, what's that phrase, a picture says 1,000 words. Some people, a picture says everything. Some people, they prefer to read information, and some people prefer to listen. So if you want to reach as many different types of customer with lots of different ways of learning and absorbing information, you have to provide digital audio visual content, I think.
So you're planning on moving?
Yeah,
So tell us all about that.
yeah, we're really excited. This is brand new news. So when we first started, as soon as we started, people said, where's your shop? Where's your shop? And it's a question that's come up over and over again. So I started on the kitchen table. So I was on the kitchen table in my home for 2 years. Then we moved here to Portsmouth Enterprise Centre, which has been wonderful. Lots of support from the Portsmouth City Council. The Portsmouth City Council Business Services team, everyone who has a small business should engage with them because they are genuinely fantastic. So yeah, lots of support here. It's been brilliant. But as you can see, it's not really kind of set up for having customers here. We want to offer lots of customer enrichment activities. So we're opening a shop in Albert Road. We pick up the keys on the 1st of May. And then we're hoping, touch wood, to be able to open on the 28th of May. So just in time for half term. So it's going to be an incredibly busy time. But it feels like the right time to do it. When I first started the business and thought about this natural skincare business, instantly I started picturing this little apothecary style shop. So it feels like I've gone all the way around in a circle and then come back to the original idea. But that journey's been quite spectacular and learnt so much. I've had to teach myself to be a carpenter.
As you do.
When you run a small business, you have to teach yourself to do all sorts of different random jobs. So these are my earmuffs for when I make soap dishes. So I wanted to offer soap dishes. I couldn't afford the price of the ones that I was seeing online, so I just went out and taught myself how to make these. So these are oak soap dishes. So yeah.
You're doing it all.
You kind of have to. When I'm speaking to people sometimes, and I do take this as a compliment, but people say, "Oh, you and your team," and they think that
There's the other team member. Come on.
There's also another half of the team as well, a half person, which is my husband John. So he does give some of his time to support with the copywriting, and when I'm up to my ears with orders and fulfilling and events and things, he takes over some of the social media side of things. So yeah, it's literally just the three of us. And then I had lovely girl come in at Christmas and help out. But someone said to me when I got started, they said that the best piece of advice they'd received when they started a business was, don't do something, don't make any major decisions until you absolutely can't cope anymore. Which sounds quite stressful, but actually it does work. So we didn't move out of the house until literally couldn't get in our front door because there were so many boxes and things everywhere. We didn't move here until it was that scenario. And we're just waiting for as long as we can to get staff. So now that we're opening the shop, the team's definitely going to be expanding.
Jeeves is going to make, what is he making, Sam?
So salty sea scrub. So
Some salty sea scrub. Here's some finished product. And Jeeves is now going to demonstrate his soap making skills. Apron on.
Do I need a hairnet? Never really put on an apron. I don't really know how you tie it up.
See how I've done it like a heart?
You need to keep the heart going, Jeeves.
This side.
Oh, I see. Okay.
From this side. Looks like a heart.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Gotta put some gloves on with great difficulty.
Oh, that's the real.
Top scooping there.
But you can smell, this is
Smells wonderful.
lavender and vanilla. This is scrub.
Okay.
So basically, you can use it in the bath or shower, but obviously it's quite nice in the shower because you can just damp body, rub it in, and it's Epsom salt. So when you actually rinse it off, you feel light.
You feel free.
Yes, light and fresh.
Tell us about the funding that you recently acquired.
So at the end of last year, we heard about this fund through Portsmouth City Council. There were two pots available, 10,000 and 25,000 for a business that was already established with an amazing investment company called Just Develop It. So they're based just up the road in Sedgensworth, and they invest in a whole bunch of businesses, perhaps most famously Mutiny Festival, so they're major investors for that festival. So we applied. The process was we had to do a written application, and then I had to do 2 presentations. The second presentation was to the CEO, Chris, and unbelievably, from 60 companies applying, we were awarded the top prize. So we received 25,000, and that money, suffice to say, is going to all be used for opening the shop. So yeah, just absolutely delighted. They're so generous. They're also rebuilding our entire website, so we've got a lovely new e-commerce, much more user-friendly website coming. It's the first year that they've offered this fund, and such nice people, and I think they've had an absolute blast doing it, you know, because they were saying that they've met so many amazing local businesses, so they're going to offer it next year. So any local businesses who are interested, do start developing ideas now, because it was just such a brilliant process. And we said all along, if we didn't get the funding, at the very least we've learned how to apply for funding. So if it didn't work, and thank goodness it did, then we were going to use everything that we'd learned from that process to go and get some private funding. But just absolutely thrilled.
You just mentioned there that they're going to be helping with your website, so how important do you feel a website is to your business?
Very. We've just done a business consultancy project with the students at the University of Portsmouth, where we set them the task of making real-time suggestions on how we can drive our online sales. And I built the website myself. Of course I did. So again, I taught myself to build a website, and I did it myself. I did it to the best of my ability, but it's not where it should be. And the project with the University of Portsmouth really highlighted that. So yeah, I think sometimes you don't realise how many sales you can lose from a website that isn't optimised, a website where you haven't fully considered SEO. So yeah, a proper e-commerce website, if you're selling online, it really is worth the investment.
Some advice for anyone else that's thinking of setting up a small business, what would be your maybe top tips?
Okay, so speaking quite bluntly, just get on with it. Stop procrastinating, just do it. Like, you can still be working full time and be developing a business idea. It's entirely feasible to do so. And if you don't want to, because you're saying, oh, but when will I be able to go and see my friends, and when will I hang out? You probably don't have what it takes to be a small business owner. Because when I first started, I was working at least 60 hours a week, and that's what it takes. So yeah, that's stern Sammy coming out there.
Fighting talk.
Yeah, and secondly, I'd say don't expect anyone to give you anything. Unfortunately, we live in a world where things aren't handed to you on a plate, and you have to work hard for every achievement. You know, I had a friend who recently said that she felt like I get everything that I want, and that really upset me, because not just personally, of course, but she was talking specifically about me, about business life, and it's just not the case. Everything that I've achieved through hard work and through help from other people. So these things don't come easy, and don't expect people to hand things to you on a plate. You need to get your own plate, fill it with pies, and scoff them.
You need to make your own soap dishes.
Yes. And this is here where I'm keeping my lovely Pure Marine Bioessence collection. So this is our premium organic facial skincare range. So this is got seaweeds and other coastal botanicals, and this was designed by the team from Team Locals, who were brilliant. We sent them a brief, and they really listened to the brief, and yeah, just delighted with it. It's there's a lot to it in terms of the copy content and everything, so it's quite a fiddly job, this, but just delighted with the way they've come out, and we've had really good feedback as well. And so we started working with Team Locals on packaging design on this range, and they've sold really well. We get lots of compliments about them, and so we've worked with them on 6 new products that are coming out with the launch of the shop. So yeah, really pleased.
how can people find out a bit more about you if they want to? Obviously, they'll find out a bit more from you from this, but if they want to delve a bit deeper, how can they find out more about you and follow you?
So we've got a website, southseabathinghut.co.uk. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. So yeah, find out more about us, natural skincare from the seaside.
Excellent, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Hey, it's Charlie again from Team Locals Media. Just wanted to say a massive thank you for watching. It would mean the world to us if you subscribed. We've got loads of fresh content coming up in the future. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Team Locals. So come and say hello.